Yo, it's the Groovy Lou Production Podcast, baby. Keeping it straight and to the point.
Soundstripe.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Groovy Lou once again. Mad shout outs to all my people out there. Hey, what's up, Bright? How you doing? Soon as I start my podcast, here he comes. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, got my buddy down here. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for the positive feedback and love, mad support. Definitely giving me some good and negative critiques on how well the podcast is going. This is episode number 2. And today we're going to talk about questions to ask your partner before marriage. Yep, I think it's very important if you're really going to meet someone or vet someone to ask them questions. And there he is. He just wants to get into the, there you go. Every time I get on the microphone, he wants to get in there and want to say something. So, hey, Bright, say hello to everybody. Let everybody know how you doing. Yep, it's me and the Bright podcast. That's right. Bright wants to say hello. He just got groomed today. So, yeah, Bright, you going to let me finish up the podcast, man? Don't worry, I'm going to feed you here soon. But, yeah, man, got his little Seahawk shirt on. All right, Bright, let me finish this, man. Talk to you. Yeah, we all know how it is when you got pets, man. They just like family. Man, shout outs to all the people, all the men out there who still buy flowers for their girlfriend, man. I mean, you know, that's something that's really important, especially if you're thinking about, you know, making that serious, strong connection. But my podcast today is going to talk a little bit about questions to ask your partner before marriage. I mean, it's very important to know and figure out who you're actually going to be marrying, and you really want to know who you want to know the person, for one. That's very important. So I got 10 questions here that I kind of cooked up myself, that in the future that I definitely know I will be asking someone if and when I'm going to marry him. And you know what, guys? Let me be honest with you. If you follow these questions or ask these questions, don't be afraid to answer them yourself. And I definitely, if I ask a girl a question, I'm definitely going to reciprocate and definitely answer the question that I ask if she wants to know that answer. But my first question is, here we go. What are your financial goals, and how can we try to reach them? I think that's very important. You know, in this world today, a lot of times people feel as though they carry the financial burden. It's very important that you two both talk about that. It's something that I think could be detrimental to any marriage or any relationship if you don't discuss your financial goals. Then the second question I have, and this is a good one, do you want children, and what would we do if we were struggling to get pregnant? You know, some people don't want kids, some people do want kids, and yeah, if you're struggling to get pregnant, you know, just you really got to figure that out. Perhaps go to the doctor, understand at that time, your situation at that time. So it's very important to ask those personal questions. The third question I have is, what's your communication style? You know, sometime when people get upset and angry, they tend to go in their shell and they don't want to communicate. So I want to know, what's your communication style? Do you want me to approach you? Do you want me to comfort you? Those are some things that I like to do on my own, but sometimes you need to ask those questions. Those are important questions to ask your partner before marriage. Another one is, what's your biggest fear? You know, is it, anything in life? You know, is it me leaving you, or is it you leaving me? I mean, what could your biggest fear be? One of my biggest fears is not being able to communicate and not knowing what my partner truly wants. And so I've learned that it's best to communicate, let them know exactly what your concerns are. Anything in regards to self-improvement, mental health, gym and diet, investments and business. So it's very important to talk about, biggest fears and things that you want to discuss. What does marriage mean to you? I mean, is it something that it's important? I mean, it means a lot to me. It is something that should mean a lot to a lot of people, especially if that's something you really want to do. How much alone time do you need? Oh, yeah. Sometimes you need a lot of alone time. People sometimes feel as though that, alone time is important. Sometimes you just may want to, you learn and go within yourself. What's your relationship deal breakers? Relationship deal breakers, I go back to that same word, communication, and working together as a team could be a deal breaker for a lot of people. So when you're in a marriage, though, it's very important that you work together collectively. You guys are one, whether it's family. One of the biggest things in a marriage, I feel as though, is that you got to be connected with God. One thing I've learned is if you're really got a pure heart, you're going to win in the end. Remember that. That's the most biggest thing that I could share. If your heart is pure, especially when you're going into a marriage, you guys are going to be connected and you're going to win in the end. We're number 7 now. What are your relationship deal breakers? There could be a lot of relationship deal breakers out there. I've heard from a lot of my friends, if he or she's not financially stable, that could be a deal breaker. If they're always on social media, that could be a deal breaker for people. So remember, always talk about your deal breakers. Are you clingy? Are you not clingy? Do you, again, back to what we talked about alone time. So, remember, figure out what the deal breakers are. Save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of heartache. Number 8, how can I help you when you're stressed? Yeah. How can someone help you when you're stressed? Some people don't want to be bothered. Some people want to have their own alone time. So that's a good question to ask. With me, if I'm stressed, it is no secret with me, I've suffered from a lot of mental illness, and I've helped myself with this one treatment called transcranial magnetic stimulation. And let me tell you something. Back in 2022, I underwent this treatment, and I served 8 tours in Iraq, Desert Storm, and Desert Shield, and that could be a contributing factor. But that was how I dealt with stress was how I figured out how to deal with that. And let me tell you something. If you've never been through the treatment, it is a godsend, man. It can help you overcome a lot of your mental health issues. Number 9, how do we deal with our in-laws? Man, I've been down that road. Sometimes you got some of the nosiest damn in-laws out there, and they really need to mind their own damn business. And it's important that you keep them and those people out of your life as much as you can, and you need to talk about those goals, man. It's like questions to ask your partner before marriage. When we're married, it's me and you. Don't put your in-laws before me, and I won't put my in-laws before you. And the last one is, what are your expectations on What are your expectations on sex? Man. Wow. Now this one right here is a broad thing. Hey, are you into this? Are you into that? Are you into swingers? I don't know, man. Just ask the question, because you don't want to be surprised when you 3 or 4 months into a relationship, what they're truly into, ask that question. That is very important. What are your expectations on sex? And hey, that's why we're all here, right? We all enjoy it. Some of us do. But most importantly, real good question to ask. Hey, those are my 10, there they are, the 10 questions to ask your partner before marriage. This is episode 2. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for the feedback. Thank you all for the love and support. I will definitely see you on the next podcast, the Groovy Lou Production Podcast. Yo, it's the Groovy Lou Production Podcast, baby. Keeping it straight and to the point.
Soundstripe.